All right, so let's begin the show and let's talk about your health insurance. Now, we all know the importance of having the right kind of health insurance. In fact, the first step towards right financial planning is to have yourself insured really well with one pure life insurance plan and one by having the right health insurance. Now, in spite of having a health insurance plan, you might often find the medical expenses or medical treatment expenses going up, What are the hacks over here that can save you the cost or the extra cost in spite of having a medical health insurance policy? Let's get on board. Siddharth Singhal, business head, health insurance policy bazaar.com, to talk more on this. Siddharth, hi, good evening. Welcome to the show. And not a very complicated or tricky topic for you. Having the right health insurance policy is obviously the right way to secure yourself from rising medical inflation. But in spite of that, one must know the right way to utilize your medical health insurance, because there are a lot of features which are offered to you, which are there in your documents, which a lot of times brokers or your agents don't tell you verbally unless and until you've read about it. What are those tips and hacks maybe that you miss out in your policy document, which actually are included as a part of your coverage, which you don't know about?
Thank you. I think it's a very relevant topic, and thank you for having me on your show. See, I think it's like you rightly mentioned, it's very important to have a health insurance, and it's even more important to have the right sum insured, while you're purchasing a health insurance. So I think there are a couple of things which a person should definitely take into consideration while you're purchasing a health insurance. The first and foremost is to have adequate coverage. When I say adequate coverage, what we kind of recommend is at least 10 lakhs of coverage per member, because any even a week of hospitalization in a city like Delhi, Mumbai can kind of have a big hole in the savings of a customer. So I think it's very, very important to first of all safeguard yourself against the rising medical inflation. I think India is one of the large countries where the medical inflation is really high. So I think it's very important to have a right sum insured. Second thing, what generally people kind of don't look into their policies and feel obviously not so pleased about it at the time of claim is the limitations in their policies. The limitations could be in the form of, let's say, the room type. The most common form is actually the room type, which you can actually avail during hospitalization. Many of the earlier policies had those limitations that, if you buy a 5 lakh rupees policy, only 1% of that amount can be used as a room rent cover, which amounts to only 5,000 rupees. And, as we all know that the rising medical inflation, the healthcare is becoming very expensive. 5,000 rupees of a room cost may not be sufficient. And the worst part to that is there could be, proportionate medical deductions related to the room cost. So I think it's very, very important while you're purchasing a health insurance policy. Apart from the price, you also look at what are the limitations, what is it that you can go for and what you can't go for while you're taking a claim. Similarly, in terms of limitations is also the second type of limitations, which is probably disease-specific limitation. It could be, let's say, for a cataract or a knee surgery or any other thing, or a robotic surgery, if there's any kind of a specific limitation. So I think it's very important for the customer to understand if their policy has any such limitation. And, obviously the preference should be to purchase policies which don't have any such limitation. But even if you, happen to be in a segment where you are okay with the limitation, it's very important to be aware about that. So I think these are the two
crucial aspects of your policy. Exactly. Crucial aspects of your policy which you should be aware of. Exactly. But then apart from that, we all know that certain policies offer your OPD coverage or your doctor visits or your follow-up visits also, which a lot of people are not aware about because it's not informed to them verbally when they are buying the policy. How do we go about it? What are these features that often get missed out?
Okay. See, I think there are two major features which come to my mind which get missed out. One is the, OPD expenses. Normally, most of the health insurance cover pre and post hospitalization expenses, which can range from 90 days pre to the hospitalization. Let's say in case I have a major surgery which is planned. So before 90 days, I will be covered for it. And after the surgery, whatever follow-up medical tests or follow-up doctor visits or medicines are required, so up to 180 days, it will be covered. But beyond that, what is also common in, in most of the scenarios, I might not need any kind of hospitalization. I just have to kind of visit the doctors. And OPD is a expense which is mostly out of pocket in India. So now there are a lot of plans which you can purchase while you're purchasing a health insurance policy, so that your doctor consultations, your medical diagnostic test, and your pharmacy bills are also covered. The second major one, I will just cover that, is on the consumable side. So most of the earlier policies and consumables are typically syringes or the cotton and the PPE kit, etc. Multiple those items which are used during hospitalizations. Most of the insurance companies were did not have the product earlier, which used to cover those costs, and typically they used to be about 8 to 10% of the total medical bill. For example, if I have a 5 lakh of a medical bill, it could be possible that from 40,000 to 50,000, I would still be paying out of my pocket. Now, the good thing is almost every insurance company has launched, a rider that you can attach while you're purchasing a health insurance policy. And those consumers.
I think there is some technical issue, but then here he was talking about how you can make the best use of your follow-ups and entire OPD coverage, which has become more accessible, and obviously it's also covered in your medical insurance policy, which people are not aware about. Going ahead, we'll be talking to Siddharth about how your coverage or your sum assured is also increased if there is no claim. So there is something called as cumulative bonus, which also adds up to your overall coverage or overall medical insurance cover, and how people are not aware about it, or even if they are, when they are renewing the policy, they often forget to claim that or ask for it. Few plans, they also offer 5x to 10x of the base sum assured, and people are not aware about it. This is an automatic enhancement if there has been no claim made. But then we'll get more details back from Siddharth whenever we try to connect with him. But then in the meantime, let's slip into a quick break, and post that I think I'll be joined by Siddharth Singhal, and then we'll talk more on this. All right, welcome back. We are talking about quick hacks to save up on your medical bills, and especially if you have a health insurance policy, how to make the best use of it. I'm joined by Siddharth Singhal from Policy Bazaar. Siddharth, hi, welcome back. I think there was some technical issue, but then let's continue the conversation, and let's talk more about enhancing your overall coverage amount or your sum assured. How can you do it? Because a lot of time people are not aware, but then certain benefits you have during the year which you can claim when you are renewing the policy from the same insurer.
Yeah, so absolutely. So I think, Kavita, it's a very important question. I will just kind of split that into two parts. One is enhancing your coverage. For example, if you buy a 10 lakh policy, how it can become, increasingly more and more as you kind of renew your policy. Now, it's been an exciting year for health insurance. A lot of new products have come in, which kind of offer that benefit to the customer that if they buy a 10 lakh rupees policy, then every year their sum insured can go up, which is usually called as the cumulative bonus or the renewal bonus. That once you renew your policy, that can increase from anywhere from 10 lakhs to 15 lakhs every year. So a 10 lakh policy can practically become 25 lakh policy next year. And multiple insurers have launched this benefit. And in fact, in 5 years to 10 years time frame, your 10 lakh policy can become a 1 crore policy or 1 crore 10 lakh policy as well. So I think it's a very exciting times, and there are new age products which are coming in for the customers, specifically keeping in mind that the medical inflation is very high, the cost of healthcare is going up, and obviously the diseases, the chronic conditions are becoming more rampant, specifically in the young age group. So I think that is one happening. The second thing, what most of the people are not aware about is that their health insurance is actually now becoming a wellness insurance. What it means is the earlier health insurance used to just cover inpatient hospitalization, but now a lot of health insurance policies also offer you wellness benefit. What it means is you get you can earn certain points, and which can go up to 100% of your policy premium wherein if you take care of yourself, if you walk, let's say 10,000 steps a day, or if you go to the gym regularly, or if you do yoga, or if you kind of in any form, shape and form, you take care of yourself, you can earn points, which are kind of available in many of the plans. And those points you can actually use while paying your premium at the time of renewal. I think a lot of people are not aware about. In fact, there are customers who have bought the policy in the first year, and then subsequently when they have regularly worked, the next renewals have been practically free for them. So I think this is one thing which is kind of quite exciting, which is now happening in the market.
When we talk about these benefits to be claimed, do these benefits actually increase our coverage to 5x or 10x? Is that how we get the benefit of it?
Yes, absolutely. So now, most of the new plans which have been launched in last 1.5 years, the coverage can go up to 10x also. So your 10 lakh policy, you can earn up to even a 1 crore of benefit on that. And so after 10 years, your policy practically becomes 1.1 crore. So yes, now, and in fact, in some of the, plans, despite, claiming also, your benefits can still kind of keep on increasing. So I think that's something new. So the recommendation that we have for the people who have very sublimited plans, who would have bought it like 3-4 years back, wherein their no claim bonus would increase only 10% or 20%, they can look at such new plans and assess the benefits which are now available in the new plans, and probably continue those policy into in the newer ones.
I'm sure there's lots to talk on this, but then I'm done with the time for this discussion for today. But thank you so much for being a part of this show and helping our viewers understand how to make the best use of their health policy. Let's move on and